Hello geometry students, today we're going to do very last section of chapter 11, that is surface areas of volumes and sphere. Last video we talked about the surface area and volumes. Today we are going to do some problems from Big Idea Student Journal Geometry. It's on page number 352 to 353. So let's get started. So we're starting our very first question, 1 through 4. What you're supposed to do, you have to find surface area. So let's recall the formula for surface area. Surface area is 4 pi r square for the sphere, and you just need radius. If you have radius, you're good to go. So let's start our first problem. We have been given r here. R is 5. So it's just simple substitution. So S is 4 pi r square, and let's plug it in. 4 pi, and r is what here? 5 whole square. And when you just plug it in, everything you will be getting answer in decimal, and you're supposed to round it to the up. If the question hasn't told anything to you, up to you, you round it to the nearest tenth or 100. Here I'm following the nearest tenth, so that's 314.2 centimeter square. Keep in mind, never plug in 3.14. Always use pi button in the calculator, so it's give you exact value. Otherwise it will be approximated in between and you will have a rounding error. So let's move to the other question. Here in this, whenever they have the values written like this on the top of center, it means they're talking about that it is not a it's not a radius, it's actually a diameter. So how to get, so it means they say it is the whole this distance 9 inch, but we want only radius, we want this. So in that case, when I try to, my d is given here, so r is what? D over 2, that's 9 over 2, that's 4.5. now you can easily plug it in. Your surface area is 4 pi r square, just plug it in. 4 pi r is 4.5 whole square, and when you just solve it to the nearest 10, 254.5 inches square. That's your final answer. So these two questions about surface area. Let's move to the third and fourth, that's also about surface area of a sphere. Here there are some kind of contradiction in your book. They have followed that they haven't included the bottom, because if we talk about surface area, then I will consider anything which is visible from outside, then I will consider this cross section as well. So I'm following that. I won't be assigning homework regarding hemisphere, because it may be wrong on clever, may make your answer wrong. But whenever you're finding the surface area, you add all the area which is visible from outside. So in this case, if I'm finding the surface area, so it's a hemisphere, so total sphere is cut into two pieces. So that's going to be 4 pi r square over 2, half of that, plus in addition you have to talk about this bottom circle, and what's the area for that? That is pi r square. So when I just simplify it, it becomes 2 pi r square plus pi r square. So basically it's 3 pi r square. Up to you, you can plug it in before and then solve it. I'm just making it smaller. So whenever you're supposed to find the surface area of hemisphere, use s equal to 3 pi r square. So let's plug it in here. So that's going to be s is 3 pi r. We don't know r because they have given us diameter, that's d. I need to have my r, so r is going to be d over 2, that's 2 over 2, and that is 1. So let's plug it in, 1 square, and when you solve it, your answer for this one, it is going to be 3 times pi. Just let me do it again. 3 times pi, and that's going to be 9.4, roughly equal to 9.4. and what's the unit? Feet square. That's your final answer. Alright, let's move to question number 4. We apply the same logic here. So I'm just directly using S equal to 3 pi r square, and that's going to be 3 pi. R is 11.2. I don't have to calculate R, it's already given, and when you plug it in, your value is, so here it was approximately equal to, not equal to, 118.2 meter square. That's your answer. Alright, so let's move to next problem 5. What you have to do, you have to do volume here. You have to find volume, and I told you the volume formula is V is equal to 4 over 3 pi r cubed. That you're supposed to use. You just need R. So when I look at it, they gave us D here. I don't want D, I need R. I have to find R first. So in that case, R is D over 2. That's 15 over 2. That's 7.5. I have the formula is simple substitution. So V is equal to 4 over 3 pi 7.5 whole cubed. And just use the calculator. Make sure you don't plug in 3.14 for pi. Just use the pi button, and then it's going to be roughly equal to 1767.2, and unit will be, it's in inches because it's a volume, so it's going to be cubed. That's your answer. Let's move to question number 6. We have been given R here. We have already R, so no need to calculate R. It's simply the substitution. 4 over 3 pi r cubed. 4 over 3 pi r means 13 cube, and when you round it to the nearest tenth, you get 9,202.8. Unit is centimeter cubed because this is your volume. Alright, let's move to question number 7. Question number 7, same thing. 7 and 8, you have to find volume. So volume is again 4 over 3 pi r cubed, and that's what 4 over 3 pi r is 3.5 cubed. Plug it in. It's all about remembering the correct formula and then plugging it in. 179.6 centimeter cubed. That's your answer. Let's move to question number 8. V equal to what? 4 over 3 pi r cubed. The problem is it's not r, it is d, because just on the top of center, so it means they want us to tell it's not r, it's d. I need r. I have to work for that. So let's work for that. R is d over 2. That's 10 over 2. Half of that, that is 5. So let's plug it in. 4 over 3 pi 5 cubed, and when you solve it, you get 523.6. It is inches cubed. That's your answer. Alright, so let's move to question number 9. 9 is, these are word problems, no pictures are given, so we have to work accordingly given information, then work on it. So we have to find diameter, so D has to be found. But what else is given? The surface area is given, that is S. So we know the value of the formula for surface area, that is 4 pi r square. So plug it in. So when I plug it in, I get S is already given 144 pi, that is 4 pi r square. Let's divide both sides by 4 pi because I have to isolate r, so that's gone. R square is what? Just divide it, you'll get 36, and r is what? Take square root of both sides, you get 6. So you get radius, but you are supposed to find diameter, so that's going to be twice of radius. 2 times 6, that is going to be 12. Is that a complete answer? No, you have to have the unit here, 12 centimeter. That's your final answer. Let's move to question number 10. Find the volume of a sphere. So let's first figure out what they want us to find. They want us to find V. and they have given something that's S. So I know the volume formula is what? Volume formula is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. I need radius. Do they have even radius or diameter? Nothing is we have surface area, so means I have to use surface area to find our radius. So let's use the same strategy we used in previous question. S is 4 pi r square. Let's plug it in. 256 pi is 4 pi r square. Divide both sides by 4 pi, and then we have r square is what? That's 64, and r is what? 8. Take the square roots of both sides. R is 8. I got r. Now I can use that r in that formula. 4 over 3 pi 8 cubed. When you plug it in, your answer is roughly going to be equal to 2144.7 inches. And now what are we finding? We are finding volume, so the unit is going to be inches cubed. All right, that's our final answer. Let's move to last problem here. It's exactly same question. If you want to check your understanding, you can stop the video, go ahead and try on your own. I'm just going to do the same way because we have been given, we need to find volume. Surface area is given. For volume, I need my r. I'm going to first find r using the surface area formula. S is 4 pi r square, and then S is 400 pi, that is 4 pi r square. Divide both sides by 4 pi. I need to isolate r, so r square is 100, r is 10, and I can find my volume by 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Just plug it in. 4 over 3 pi 10 cubed, and when you simplify it, your answer is roughly equal to going to be 4188.8. and what should be the unit? Because we're finding volume, so feet cubed. That's our answer. All right, so that's all for the day. Take care and stay healthy. Thank you so much for watching.